I hope you're all awake and ready for this latest episode of ReZero because, well, the last one ended off... Ooh. Well, if you haven't seen it and you also haven't eaten yet, maybe have your lunch first. Now, obviously, ReZero doesn't shy away from its darker tones and actually embraces it. Probably in the fact that Subaru has died multiple times, and this current death has, well, completely legitimized the theory that it is only when he dies is when he resets, which is good. Fortunately, we haven't gotten any closer into figuring out who it is. Well, he hasn't. I've got my own pet theories, and obviously they're probably going to be correct in some form. Well, if it doesn't turn out to be the shy, retiring girl that everyone seems to love, then I will be forced to watch Boku. But for the most part, I'm just kind of interested in the goings-on in the mansion itself, and the interactions between the certain guests and staff that are there. So I hope you're ready for another episode of ReZero. So, once more, sit back, relax, and let's go. Yep, he's going to have some PTSD about that. To be fair, he went straight from rolling around in pain and shock to getting splattered to waking up straight away. Okay, who's truly more scarred there? Subaru or Ram and Rem? Okay, it's Ram and Rem. He's starting to ask questions. Good. You see, no one shows any tendency of ill will towards Subaru. However, of course they're not going to. And unless there is just a hidden anomaly around that, we haven't actually been introduced yet. Everyone is a potential culprit. To lesser degrees than some, but... But there is definitely some sort of political intrigue going on with the insignias. I would like to know who else is in possession of any. The one good thing about him dying constantly like this is going to learn the language quite quick. Having to repeat the same day over and over again. Oh, yeah, because he got out of the room, didn't he, the second time? It's a... Why is she spinning? And it's a possibility, but it's also more likely that they're after him? Oh, he was just walking... Yeah, okay, I get it now. He was just walking around her. That she knows of, yes. That's the problem, is he's going to have a much better relationship with them than they'll ever have with him. Of all of them there, she's probably the best one to try and gain some information. If she'd actually answer. Okay. Yeah, that expulsion from her room was a bit worse than some of the other times. You might want to wash yourself off. They say the same thing about bird mess, but it's just a consolation, isn't it? Water. Well, that is definitely gonna wash him, isn't it? Hopefully he took a deep breath before that, otherwise he would have drowned as well. To be fair, out of everyone that's there at the castle, Puck seems to have taken to him the best. Isn't it obvious? The fact that they can play along with each other so effortlessly as well. Go all out or not at all? Oh yeah, they didn't have that conversation, did they? Denied. She'd have to be quite lonely in order to go along with that kind of explanation. Or actually he cares for him after like their chance meetings of like 2 times. Nope. There we go. Word choice. Great. Once again into the throes of let me work for you. And is the reason that he was ill and weak during the night poison? In which case it would probably happen while he's eating here. Okay, more lofty ambitions than before. What was that yawn about and why was it emphasised? Oh, she's replanting all of them. Now that they're not on equal ground, they have no reason to talk to him. Whether out of disgust or because they're not on equal status. Probably, yeah, probably not. Even if it's a case of they don't like him, there's also certain rules, I guess, in place of interactions between guests and staff. Especially in institutions like big mansions and maids and whatnot. Straight to magic. Okay. From now on, whenever in doubt, blame magic. So, do other schools of magic exist as well, like necromancy? Oh, her. When you think about it, most things can be fatal if administered with enough force. So he's anemic as well. Did she have a hand in it? Change your tune then. Does Rem have to replace that again now? Why did she keep the door in the same place if she doesn't want him intruding? Yeah, the only one there that you can probably completely trust would be Park. If I had to choose one. But again, it could also be a complete fake out. That is true. It just took her a while to come around. I don't know that one. Well, this is very thinly veiled, isn't it? Unless it's his own making of a story of his own making. And yet the blue will still be ostracized. And what is the moral of this? Also, couldn't you come up with a better plan? If the red has already won over the villagers, it wouldn't be too much to get the blue in as well. No one ever thinks about things logically. Mm. And then gets walked all over because they live their life trying to please others and end up. Hmm. What's he gonna do? Both of them? Hmm. We didn't actually learn any of these stories, did we? They're less about fairy tales and is that foreshadowing? Well, technically only No one knows what anyone else's true intentions are. Was it Satalia? Is that the name that Amelia gave? Does he want any memories of that Roswell guy? That's all she's good at. Well, yeah, but come on, Subaru, you can do better than that. When trying to flatter someone, don't bring up the facilities. So he's either trying to get out to survive the night and go back, or gain some extra information in case he does die again. But I'm not sure what he'll be gaining from this. Unless whoever it is still after him. He can also check to see if anyone else is in danger, not just himself. Well, does anyone really? And you'll have to bear the brunt of everything that you remember as well, good or bad. Well, that would have done it in the previous episode, yeah. I know what damage those kind of weapons can do, and one that big. Clever of him to use the rope that way. Not sure if that alone will stop it, considering it tore his arm off last time, but it slowed it down enough for him to get some grasp on the situation. And we're gonna end it on a cliffhanger, aren't we? Well, it's definitely one of the maids. Rem. For what reason? I mean, she's always acted a bit weird, hasn't she? Is what she's doing down to an order that she's been given, or is it... is she actively conscious, knowing this is what she's doing, or has she been brainwashed, or is she under a spell, or is she that indebted to her sister that she feels that he's a danger to her and that's why? Or is it indeed a thing about the crest? Just giving a person doesn't give any of the motive. And we got barely nothing in this one other than the bloody story tale that he gave to Ram. I'm sure there's going to be ramifications of that story, or something that I missed and didn't notice. My suspicions about the Lord of the Manor have started to wane a little. He was initially suspecting Subaru of being a spy or something along that kind of ilk. However, his interactions were never outwardly confrontational about it, or didn't have that kind of hint of danger to them. This might be one of the times where it might be better for Subaru to die now. Because at least he's got the information he needs. Restart the day. Try again. Do something a bit different. Ram is trying to ward him off, or warn him off of, talking to Rem, and Rem doesn't want to talk to him. The only time they kind of got close was when he was forced into the shopping trip in the last episode. And he was talking about demons. It was a conversation between gods and demons, and angels and demons, and who does he prefer? Probably demons, because they'll laugh along with you or at you, whatever it was. Oh, Rem. You sweet bitch. I mean, there's no real motivation that I can see, but her unwillingness to kind of open herself up or even talk to Subaru would make killing him off a little easier on her. You see, there wasn't too much, at least not that I saw, of things to give in much away. The only thing that was even slightly kind of hinted at was the colouring of the windows during that fairy tale thing, where the blue light was firmly over Subaru, but whether that was just trying to get the imagery of the twins in there, or if that did actually symbolise anything, I'm not sure. And I'm not going to say anything about Rem's ungodly strength to be able to wield and throw that kind of metal ball around with such ease and manner, and the force at which she can propel it. But then again, in a world where people can shoot crystal shards out of their hands and someone can gut you in a fraction of a second, I guess physics based in reality shouldn't be something that I am criticising. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and please let me know what I missed that was actually in this episode, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot more than what I picked up on. So if you did actually enjoy this episode, then please let me, and by extension YouTube, know by liking the video, because that is one of the main ways to grab their attention. And if you want to support the channel, that's one of the easier ways to do so. Now, I also want to start something new on this channel, which I haven't actually gotten around to doing yet, and I may need your assistance. So if you want to find out more, head over to my Discord, links in the description, and ask me. And hopefully it'll be quite fun. And get them YouTube views. But anyway, I know that if you've reached this far into the video that you're pretty awesome, so try to catch some sleep, and I'll see you in the next one.